According to the label, this sweatshirt is 50% polyester. The rest is cotton. This scarf too contains quite a lot of polyester. It's no surprise that polyester is the most widely used man-made fibre in the world. How much of your chemistry can you remember from school? Quite a bit, not that much. Don't worry, I just want to give you some information on the polyesters made by Radici Group to help you appreciate just how sustainable they are.
Polyester is a polymer that was invented in the 1940s before being released onto the market by US chemical giant DuPont in the 1950s. For those who are a bit rusty, a polymer is a macromolecule constructed by a large number of molecular groups, which may be the same or different, that are chained together through the repetition of the same type of covalent bond. In the chemical industry, the term polymer is used to describe a man-made structure, that is, one that is not naturally occurring, such as plastic, elastomers, and other man-made fibres. Getting back to polyester, it is formed by a chain of esters, which are organic compounds obtained by the reaction of an organic acid with an alcohol. At high temperatures and in a vacuum, a polycondensation reaction occurs that sees the formation of polyethylene terephthalate, that is, polyester in granular form, master batch chips. To glean a better understanding of how these little pieces of plastic are turned into yarn, let's ask an expert.
Transforming the granules into yarn is the task performed by the spinning lines. The master batch chips are fused at a temperature of around 280 degrees before being extruded and then spun. The process is very complicated and requires large-scale, state-of-the-art lines, but we can break the process down into a few key stages. Thanks to the high temperature, the granules are fused into a spinnable mass that is pushed forward by a metering pump into a spinneret composed of numerous minuscule holes. On passing through these holes, the material is reduced in size until it is thinner than a human hair. Exposure to air cools the filaments, which are brought together in a single thread, stretched and then rolled round an appropriate surface. If the polyester yarn has not yet been dyed through the introduction of stains into the spinnable mass, solution dyeing, it must now enter the dyeing stage, dope dyeing. The polyester yarn is also texturized, meaning that it undergoes a thermomechanical treatment that endows it with volume and fluffiness, making it pleasant to the touch. All of this takes place in our Neufville plant in Switzerland, where the 60 latest generation spinning lines have a daily output of 55 tons of polyester, amounting to around 20,000 tons per year, to be sold to our clients in Italy and further afield.
Perhaps more than any other yarn, polyester yarn is considered to be a high-tech product and is sometimes viewed suspiciously by those consumers who prefer natural fibres. But it is nonetheless always appreciated for its functional properties.
Everyone knows about the use of polyester in sports clothing because athletes' high-tech outfits are usually made from this fiber. But polyester doesn't just deliver excellent performance on the football field. Polyester garments are naturally impermeable while also being breathable, responsive to heat and very lightweight. Fleeces are a good example of this. It is easy to maintain polyester clothing. The garments can be washed in lukewarm water and then dry rapidly. Moreover, they trap only a limited amount of dirt and so require minimal washing powder. In addition, polyester is a very tough fabric with a high level of elasticity, and it is resistant to chemical agents, light, biological agents such as mold and fungi, and also to flames. These features are usually the result of specific modifications of the chemical structure of polyester. All of these qualities make it particularly useful in industrial and technical applications. Indeed, its use is widespread not only in sports clothing, but also in furnishings, car interiors, industrial filtration, and 1,000 other contexts.
At this point, we need to address an important issue. Just how sustainable can polyester yarn be said to be? Public opinion tends to have a negative perspective on the origin of synthetic fibres, which, as is well known, are derived from oil. The truth is that only a very small proportion of the world's oil, around 1%, is used in the textile industry. There are, in truth, other factors that exert perhaps a greater influence over the life cycle assessment, LCA, of polyester yarn.
The chemical industry is a high-tech industry, and in the Western world it is subject to strict regulations concerning the health of those who work in it and its environmental impact. But it's not a competition to find out whether cotton is more sustainable than polyester, or whether wool is more sustainable than nylon. It is about identifying the critical issues and finding a resolution to them, regardless of which fibre is being processed.
Continuous improvement of the environmental performance of the processes. This is the spirit in which the Radici Group develops its products and defines the best technologies and methods to use for their manufacture. Applying the life cycle assessment LCA method, the group's technicians chart every single stage of the transformation of the polymer, compiling and comparing the data on the basis of important parameters, such as the levels of consumption of energy and water, the quantity of chemical substances used, and the emissions generated. Only in this way is it possible to extend the best practices and focus attention on the critical situations.